Tonight, regional areas in line to be part of the state government's energy hub, and the Yorke Peninsula Field Days picking up the pieces after fire destroys its headquarters.
From our 7 Spencer Golf studios, your nightly news with Louise Hedger begins now.
Good evening. Regional areas could be in store for another energy hub as part of a $50 million state government program. 50 bids have been received for the program, which aims to address stability issues in the energy network.
Jamestown already holds the title of hosting the world's largest lithium battery, and similar projects could be in store for the future as part of the grid-scale storage fund. While the state is good at generating electricity through solar and wind projects, this plan will target existing gaps in the network's stability.
Right now, if it's not sunny and it's not windy, we are often deficit of electricity.
The $50 million plan delivers on one of the government's key election promises and has seen over 50 bids for energy storage projects, both from local and international companies.
It's a very, very good spread of proposals, and I'm confident that we'll get some tremendous results.
The bids have been wide-ranging.
Storage could be a big chemical battery, it could be thermal storage, it could be pumped hydro, it could be hydrogen.
And with the Upper Spencer Gulf fast becoming the state's hub for renewable energy, these projects could look to set up shop here in the north.
We have great generating capacity in regional South Australia. We need to be able to add to that with great storage capacity.
The scheme is aimed at ultimately lowering power prices and reducing blackouts. The government will peel over the bids throughout the next 6 months, and funding could be handed out to one project or a number of smaller projects.
We're not looking to flat out fund these projects, we're looking to contribute to these projects to incentivise them.
Garth Burley, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A Broken Hill councillor says he doesn't believe the city's mayor would make a good state MP. Tom Kennedy has criticised Labor candidate for Barwon, Daria Turley, saying he would not support her campaign.
No support from one of her councillors.
I just have no confidence in Daria as the local member to represent Broken Hill and represent Broken Hill well.
Councillor Kennedy says he can't support Miss Turley because he believes she hasn't done enough to stop the Wentworth pipeline from being built. Even calling back to 2016 when she was only a councillor and Winston Kai was mayor and supporting the pipeline, he says the Labor candidate didn't say anything to oppose the project.
And then as mayor, there hasn't been a motion on the council books that say they oppose the pipeline. There's been a motion to ask for a business case. Now, a business case doesn't say that you are opposing the pipeline.
Mr Kennedy says all Labor opposed was that there was no business case for the pipeline project, but not the pipeline itself.
The pipeline is good under no circumstances. It was always going to be the thing that led to the destruction of fish, destruction of the Menindee Lakes and destruction of the Darling River.
Mr Kennedy says he believes Shooters and Fishers candidate Roy Butler is the best chance to take the seat from the Nationals.
If she can't voice her opinion even at a local level, what's the chances of a local member voicing the concerns of Broken Hill when it comes to the Labor caucus in the state parliament?
Miss Turley declined to comment. Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Organisers of the Yorke Peninsula Field Day are picking up the pieces after a fire completely destroyed its site offices at Parskville. A number of historical photos and records were destroyed in the blaze.
Twisted metal and melted plastic are all that remain of the Yorke Peninsula Field Day office. For the local farmers who worked tirelessly to make it happen, losing physical copies of the show's history is heartbreaking.
To them, it's a great disappointment that someone should see the need to come and destroy the holdings of a non-for-profit organisation.
Investigators believe that the fire was suspicious. The price tag is estimated to be a hefty $150,000. It's believed an individual broke into the building before setting it ablaze. Content lost includes a number of photos of historical significance from the show. As a non-for-profit event, much of the work committed has come from local volunteers.
A lot of the local community who have donated photos and provided to us over the years. There's a broad range of people throughout the community who are very disappointed.
It's a hallmark event in the YP's calendar, and whilst the fire has been seen as a setback, the organisers wish to assure the public that the show will go on.
We'll continue to prepare for this year's event, and it
Anyone with information relating to the fire should call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. Dominic Beaton, 7 Spencer Golf News.
South Australians are being warned about the risks of online dating after the state lost more than $1.2 million in scams last year. Authorities say scammers use fake profiles and background stories to lure victims into giving them money. The advice for internet users is to avoid sending pictures and videos of themselves, as it may lead to identity theft. If you need to report a potential scam, visit the Scam Watch website. Many Broken Hill locals are concerned about the future of the city's Tourist Information Centre. A suggestion to demolish the building so the land could become a new police station has been met with backlash. Patrick Reinke has the details.
As part of Broken Hill City Council's cultural framework, building a new library behind the Town Hall facade is a key factor. The new library would be part of an overarching plan to create a cultural precinct to bring more life into the city's main street. One way to bring additional visitors into the CBD that's currently being considered is introducing tourist information services inside that new library. Council say this idea would help in halting the decline of Argent Street. They also said they could look at a site swap with the police, where they would gain the current information centre site for their new police station in exchange for the current police site, which Council would use to provide more parking for the new library building. But the idea doesn't seem to have the backing of locals. Many took to social media to voice their concerns about the potential site swap. One resident said Council needs to promote the current visitor information site as a destination in its own right. Another called it a cultural panic precinct, while another simply said no to the development. Council say the swap would have benefits when it comes to operating costs and also retaining the 65 to 100 police workers who would be lost if a station is built outside the city centre. The police station tourist centre swap is expected to be debated at this month's council meeting.
Still to come tonight, a new innovation hub ready for use in Whyalla, and a Port Augusta footy club swapping the shorts for suits, all in the name of a good cause. Welcome back. Some of the state's leading innovators are encouraging residents in our region to be brave and bring their ideas to life. It comes as the University of South Australia opens a new innovation hub in Whyalla, giving locals a space to be creative.
It's a buzzword across the world. Innovation is driving changes and is increasingly happening through the use of high-speed internet and computers. UniSA wants this region to be part of the revolution through its innovation hub now open at the Whyalla campus.
Whyalla's on a growth trajectory with a very exciting future, and UniSA really wants to contribute to that.
It's an offshoot of the Uni's Innovation Centre in Adelaide. Anyone can take part and gain access to the Whyalla facility. It features a number of pods and meeting rooms that can be used free of charge. But the major feature is the gig city internet available, which is 100 times faster than regular net speeds.
1 gigabyte per second, fantastic technology. And, that's available for people to access.
The centre hosted its opening night with a panel discussion led by some of the state's top innovators. Jasmine Vrugenberg runs the Adelaide Innovation Centre and says communication is key.
Talk about what you'd like to do and come and talk to us, and if we're able to help, then we're more than happy to.
Kirk Dage has gone from being part of the Microsoft revolution to helping the next generation. He says caution is required in the pursuit of an idea.
One of the mistakes that entrepreneurs make is they go too quickly. Go cautiously. This centre is here to help people on that journey.
John Hunt, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Staying in Whyalla, and its hospitality industry is enjoying a very busy fortnight. The city was close to full over the weekend, with a cycling event, 2 motorsport events and a basketball carnival all happening. And this weekend is similar, with hundreds flocking to Whyalla for the By the Sea concert featuring Dale Braithwaite and Jimmy Barnes. Hotelier Barbara Durham says it shows the value of bringing high-quality events to the city.
The economy benefits, whether it be a service station or a pharmacy or the shopping at Westland or the Main Street.
Mrs Durham also says she's expecting other businesses to benefit as well. A fish originally tagged in the Upper Spencer Gulf over a year ago has been caught 2 states away. Tipping the scales at 13 kilograms, the 1.2-metre Yellowtail Kingfish was captured at Currawong on the New South Wales south coast just before Christmas, 422 days after it was recorded in Port Augusta. The Kingfish swam an incredible distance of 1,250 kilometres from its original release point. Port Lincoln's Nautilus Art Centre has had a rough start to the financial year after losing $20,000 from purchased shows. Organisers blaming a lack of advertising and late scheduling for the loss.
It's the culture hub for Port Lincoln, but it's not all colour and smiles. The Nautilus Art Centre recording a $20,000 loss over the past 6 months.
We need to get people out there knowing what's happening and then buying tickets.
Miss Grokey says one of the 2 shows was meant to do well, but ended up recording a loss. Scheduling issues and a lack of advertisement blamed for the low turnout.
We are looking at different forms of advertising. Obviously social media would have done really well for one of the shows.
Organisers say there are common themes for what shows do well.
They like comedians, anything to do with dance, anything musical does really well. Some of the children's shows do particularly well.
If the council purchases a show, they'll get all the profits it makes while it performs at the centre. But if the amount of tickets they sell doesn't break even with the cost of running the show, then they'll be in the negative.
If we purchase a show, then obviously we take all the risk. If we hire the show, then we only get they hire the facility and we get a handling fee.
Miss Grokey says she's optimistic about the second half of the year, with 9 commercial shows already booked.
Make money on those shows, they hire the facility and then we get a percentage of the ticket handling fees.
Nathan Rector, 7 Spencer Golf News.
South Augusta Football Club is gearing up to host its annual Midsummer Ball, but this year there's an important cause at its heart. It's all about raising awareness for multiple sclerosis, a disease which has affected many in the club.
They're renowned for their competitive streak on the field, but in just over a few weeks' time, Souths will swap the footy boots for formal wear.
We're holding a fundraiser for the Kiss Goodbye to MS research.
The club's annual Midsummer Ball is held every year, but this is the first time they'll be fundraising for this particular charity. Multiple sclerosis is a disease close to the heart of many loyal club members.
Even though there are many worthwhile causes out there to support, we decided that MS research would be the one we'd link this fundraiser to.
The Kiss Goodbye to MS event will be held outside the Central Oval complex, where Adelaide-based band Vulnerable Interpreters will provide entertainment. Led by former Port Augusta local John Kinnear, the musicians have their own connection to the special cause.
The cause is quite dear to our hearts because the other lead singer, Louise Pearson, in fact has MS also.
Tickets for next Saturday's event are available online through Moshtix or over the bar at the South Augusta Football Club. Organisers are urging locals to dress up in a bid to raise much needed funds for MS research.
It should be good fun and something different for the town, so hopefully people will get on board.
Garth Burley, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. After the break, we'll have a check of the latest sports results from across the region, and Britt will join us with the weather. Thanks for joining us. And now a look at the weekend sporting action. Dominic Beaton is courtside at the Port Pirie Come See Change Tennis International. How's the competition looking down there, Dom?
Well, Louise, it's been an exciting day with the tournament heating up. Switzerland's Lulu Sun has put on an impressive start, winning her first round with 6 straight sets. Yesterday was an all-Australian effort for players in the singles qualifying. Tamara Bajajic put on an impressive show against Ivana Bao, but was no match for Miranda Poyle in the second round. Sophia Fryer will be moving on in the competition after winning against Bianca Kumpuetso. Jasmine Adams has also made it through. Today saw Australian player Alina Stojanovic move into the second round after she outmatched German up-and-comer Patricia Bontgen. NYLA Softball and the Eagles have managed to tip the scale over the Indians, winning by 4. The Tigers proved too strong for the Roadrunners, slotting away a 5-score victory. In men's, the Tigers again proved to be a better match with an impressive comeback against the Roadies, who had an 11-run lead. Port Lincoln's A-grade Shields opened the bat, but their third most dominant batters retired to the bench in quick succession. Roadrunners took control of the game early, bagging themselves 6 runs in the first innings, dominating against Shields with a 25 runs to 0. Meanwhile, Eagles started with the bat with a smashing home run to Sam Higgins, who rocketed one to the left field, scoring the only run for the innings as Eagles were forced to hit the field. The field was too strong for the Eagles, with the Squaws taking out a 5-run victory. And in Port Augusta, the Eagles scored home against the Wildcats, and the Titans have won in a nail-biter against the Cobras. That's our sports wrap for this week. For anyone wanting to watch a bit of live tennis action, head down to the courts in Peary, where the tournament will be raging on until Sunday.
Now let's take a look at what's happening in the weather. Here's Britt.
Thanks, Louise. Well, it's been a wet and or windy day depending on where you've been. Port Augusta saw gusty conditions with the top of 25, Whyalla 23, Port Lincoln wet and windy 20 the top, Broken Hill 32, Port Pirie showers and 23. Looking to the skies, and a cold front moved across coastal waters this morning, generating patchy rain and showers. Tomorrow a high pressure system will develop over the Bight. On the waters, southwesterly winds at up to 20 knots with swells to 3 metres. The sun will rise at 6:51 tomorrow morning with sunset due at 8:16. And it's looking partly cloudy over most parts tomorrow. Port Augusta with a top of 23, Whyalla and Port Lincoln both 22, Coffin Bay 18, Woodner 23, Corn cloudy and 22, sunny at Broken Hill 24, Port Pirie with a top of 24 also, Clare 20 degrees, Cleve 21 and Kadina 24. Moving on now to the 4-day forecast, Port Lincoln looking partly cloudy over the next couple of days, a top of 25 on Thursday. Cleve fine on Thursday with sunny conditions heading into the weekend, and bright and sunny days ahead for Woodner, Thursday a top of 29. Whyalla fine and 25 on Thursday ahead of a sunny end to the week. Port Augusta looking clear and sunny, 29 the top on Thursday, and fine at Kadina on Thursday, sunny on Friday. Port Pirie sunny on Thursday, 28 the top, also sunny Friday and Saturday. Sunny conditions ahead for Clare, 25 on Thursday, and Broken Hill sunny through the week, 27 on Thursday, some cloud cover creeping through on the weekend. And that's all from me, Louise. Back to you.
Thanks, Britt. And that's your local news this Tuesday. Have a nice night. We'll see you later on with updates.